So we are in day 3 of the government shutdown, and how is the president using his time to try to bring an end to this pain he is inflicting on the American people? Well, first, in the day leading up to the shutdown, Donald Trump spent his time addressing hundreds of generals and admirals, telling them that they needed to train in American cities.
We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds.
And consider the American people in those cities to be the enemy within.
It's a war from within.
That's how Donald Trump spent much of the day leading up to the shutdown. But once we were in the shutdown, Donald Trump literally took aim at more ships in the Caribbean, blowing up this ship off the coast of Venezuela. There is no legal authority to do this. In fact, I will be taking up a resolution, a war powers resolution I introduced last month to prevent the president from using military force in this way without the approval of Congress and in a way that violates both U.S. and international law. He has also been taking aim at American universities, threatening universities that if they don't accept his right-wing cultural agenda, that they will lose out on federal funding. So he sent this missive to various high-profile institutions of higher learning, including one in California, the University of Southern California, USC. So Governor Newsom responded, I think appropriately, by saying that any university in California that gives into this extortion by the president cannot count on getting funds from California. You can't be an institution of higher learning, you can't promote academic freedom if you're going to agree to sacrifice that academic freedom for federal grants under Donald Trump. You just can't have both. So this is also what he's been doing during the shutdown. He has also been trying to methodically punish his enemies. So of course he's threatening to lay off thousands and thousands of people, something he was doing before the shutdown, but he's taking particular aim at federal monies going out to states that didn't vote for him. So he's announced that he is canceling $18 billion worth of transportation projects in New York. This is a way of punishing New York, and I suppose punishing Democratic leadership like Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries. But he's also taking aim at other Democratic states, including California, saying that he is canceling $8 billion of federal grants in the renewable energy space. At a time when energy costs are already going up, canceling these energy projects in California and other states is simply going to mean higher utility bills for the American people. So for a president who promised to reduce prices, he is pushing your prices even higher. I don't recall a president, and I've seen several of these shutdowns, who didn't try to minimize the harms during a shutdown, but instead tries to maximize the harms, but only in certain parts of the country. Now, of course, this kind of petty, vindictive brand of politics practiced by the president, he was practicing well before the shutdown. He was, for example, canceling all the Army Corps of Engineers flood projects to try to protect against floods in California, obviously having nothing to do with the shutdown. So he's continuing this, but now blaming it on the shutdown. But he is also pushing out propaganda on government websites. So you'll see these flags on government websites blaming Democrats for a shutdown that he has invited, that he has insisted on because he controls the White House and Republicans control the House and the Senate. But you'll see these banners on websites. The administration has also doctored the reply emails of federal workers, coercing federal workers to send out a statement to whoever emails them saying they're out of the office and blaming Democrats. Imagine how you would feel if your email had been taken over by a hostile federal government and used to push out propaganda for the president. So he's using your tax dollars to push out propaganda on government websites and using the emails of government employees without their permission to also push out propaganda at taxpayer expense. Now, this is not all of what the president has been doing during the shutdown. He has also been spending a lot of time on his phone. Of course, on the way into the shutdown, he posted this offensive meme of Hakeem Jeffries wearing a sombrero and a artificial intelligence voice of Chuck Schumer saying all kinds of disparaging and horrible things. But more recently, the president seems to be very proud of pushing out this video portraying his own head of Office of Management and Budget, Russell Vought, as the Grim Reaper. So this is the President of the United States during a government shutdown, basically pushing out juvenile things on social media. Now, in all that time, in all those 3 days, what has the president done to bring together the parties in Congress and end the shutdown? And the answer is nothing. Nothing at all. No meetings, no discussions, no nothing on the president's part. What is he doing to meet the chief concern of Democrats? That is, that right now as we speak, millions of Americans are getting notified that their health insurance premiums are doubling, that they're going up hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month, that they're going to lose their coverage if they can't afford that massive increase. What is he doing to address the healthcare crisis that he created? And I will tell you in a single word, nothing. Because apparently that's not as important as pushing out those juvenile memes on social media or blowing up ships in the Caribbean or extorting universities or using government websites for propaganda or trying to punish the president's enemies in states or cities that didn't support him. That is what Donald Trump has been doing during the shutdown, and it is no mystery why we continue to be in shutdown. So I have two suggestions for the president. One is come back to the table, work with us to end these price increases for people who can't afford health insurance even as it is, and get off your phone.
Put it down, don't be on your phone while being president. Put it down, might do something dumb and cause an accident.
Let's all agree here today that if we're leader of the USA, we'll put it down.
So thanks for watching tonight's video. We started doing these nightly videos as a way of identifying something really important that happened today or this week, what we should make of it, and how we can fight back. As you can see, I like to include movie clips. If you have any suggestions for other movie clips I should include in future videos, please share them with us. And thank you for following along.